Wait, what the fuck? They now have a show called The Masked Dancer, and Craig Robinson is the host?
He looks really skinny too.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Was the Masked Singer doing really well? That they're like, oh, we got to get another version of this
It's the
shit.
same
Not that
judges.
well. Paula Abdul.
Still Ken Jeong. Why is Ken Jeong in the middle of all this? What did he do wrong?
What did he do
Yeah.
right? He's probably cashing them
Ken
checks.
wrong.
Yeah, he's got to catch some checks if he's on the Masked Dancer and Singer. What makes him a
What
judger
would
of
even
singers and dancers?
wait? What would give you an indication as to who this person is just by how they're dancing? How the hell would you know?
Well, don't they lip sync for The Masked Singer anyways?
Yeah, it's
Or do
not.
they actually
It's like
sing?
they probably run tracks of them singing at a studio,
You
and then they
can't.
do the
You can't.
dancing stuff.
You would hear it muffled through the mask. I'm
You'd
pretty
hear
sure that's
muffled
science.
with them dancing. They'd probably be panting maybe a little bit
And
sometimes, or
heavy.
like
Yeah, they'd be winded.
yeah, there it would
You think
definitely be bad.
you think they got Mark Sanchez for the Masked Dancer too?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, who's the
NFL
one?
legend.
Who would be?
Everybody knows it's an NFL legend.
It's probably gonna be
Nate
who's the
Borjas.
Greg McElroy, that Alabama quarterback, Greg McElroy, that he's on ESPN or something. That'd be the guy.
They should get no. They should get Tim Tebow.
No.
They should get Peyton Manning, and he should do that dance he does on SNL in the locker room. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We're down at halftime by 50 points, but I know last time I did this dance, we came back and won. And he's like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. We're just a
Yeah,
basketball player.
He should do that on The Masked Singer.
All right.
I would.
And then
I
Ken
would
Jeong could
vote for
lose
him.
his mind. He's like, oh, I don't know why, but I'm thinking it's Shakira.
What is the concept of it? Does somebody win or lose the Masked Singer and Dancer?
We all lose.
And do those
I think
actors
they
just win $1 million?
Have you ever watched any of it? I've never watched a single minute of it.
No,
I haven't.
Why?
It
That's
doesn't. The
worst
premise doesn't
television
make any
show
sense.
ever. Yeah, no.
I do want to know who's on the show, though. I want to know who gets unmasked. And I think they should unmask him Scooby-Doo style.
Tie him up.
They should go to jail. You
It's
lose,
just-
you go to...
It's just this other just show where it's just like people are just obsessed over celebrities doing shit. It's tiring.
Is it if the judges guess who it is? Yeah. Because that's a
Well,
show in Japan. Like,
Are they
they're
bringing
just
back?
stealing shows from other countries now.
They're bringing back Supermarket Sweep. We already talked about this in the past episode.
Okay, so they did Masked Singer and then they do Masked Dancer. Then what's the next one?
Masked Putt Putt. So it's a mix of Holy Moly, masked Holy Moly. And then at the end, they take the mask. Oh my God, that was Tiger Woods.
It's
He
just
loses.
masked acting. That's the last of the three. We did singing, we did dancing. Now we got to do acting.
Masked figure skating.
Yeah, they're just doing sports with like mascot helmets on.
Well, what was that Joe's vs. Pros show? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Where they'd have three average shows.
Pros versus
Is that what it's
shows.
called? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's masked pros versus shows. Start the show.
Yeah. Start the fucking show.
I won't do it. I'm not going to start the show. We're never starting the
fucking
show. We can't end the show if it never begins. It's a loophole.
shit. He found a loophole.
Chinese
Found the
riddle
old-
for you, Rhonda. Welcome to the Relatively Jumbo Podcast. My name is Nick. Follow us on Instagram, Jumbo Podcast, YouTube, the Relatively Jumbo Podcast. Subscribe. On Twitter at Jumbo Podcast. Tell all your friends. Tell all of your every single friend, the person that you talked to in high school, that guy. Tell them. What's going on, guys?
Nothing much. Just chilling.
Okay. Awesome.
Devin.
I'm drinking one of my beers from my brewer's advent calendar.
That's a tall boy?
They're all tall boys.
Holy fuck. It's a
So
pricey,
if you don't like them,
pricey advent calendar.
Because you got to drink it. And I had
Yeah.
one that was not good. It was maybe the worst beer I ever had, but part of the advent calendar, I got to drink it. Got to finish it.
We have a Hershey's Kisses advent calendar, and it only gives us a Hershey's Kiss in the same wrapping, silver. You'd think they'd change the colors up at least. Give me a
Nope.
green or a red
Fuck
wrapping.
that.
Man, you guys went in completely opposite directions with your advent calendars.
Yeah. Which one's yours, Nick? What do you get out of your advent calendar?
What's your ideal advent calendar? What do you want to open up for 24 days and enjoy?
Pizza.
Oh God, what is your obsession, bro? No, it's gonna get
So
cold.
you're gonna have at least, and nobody knows when this has been boxed up, but eventually on the 20 you'll have at least a pizza slice that's 24 days old at
They're
Like,
least.
oh,
they're
At
I
the
gotta
made.
put
very least.
I gotta
They're
put the advent calendar in the oven, honey.
the earliest pizza that's gonna be made. It's gotta be like you're getting pizzas that were made November 15th. To be
At
honest, so,
least, yeah.
that last pizza is gonna give you the worst type of stomach ache.
You'd be sick
Yeah,
for
but
Christmas.
yeah, but then you get to try 25 pizzas.
Is it? That doesn't sound as exciting as you're
I think
thinking it
I think
is.
it's just the one pizza, and they cut it into squares. They get
Yeah.
25 squares out of one
Oh, that's
home run in
bullshit.
pizza.
So if Devin, if you get a bad beer, do you drink it faster or do you drink it slower?
Uh, so the one that was really bad, I drank it slow and really uh, took the suffering. As long as I drew it out, it was awful. It was really bad. It
Yeah.
depends
I-
where on the scale it is. If it's really bad, I can't do it that quick. If it's something I don't enjoy, like if it's an IPA that tastes like a Christmas tree, yeah, I'm gonna drink that really fast so I can move on with my day. But it tastes like mezcal. Like it was bad. It was like a smoky beer. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I
Smoky.
would just chug it so I can move on to something else. I
Is
mean,
that
I
like
like a
do,
I gotta get this
and I
over
do
with.
understand that normal people would just be like, "Oh, I don't like this. I'm gonna pour it out." I'm not that
No,
guy. I'm gonna
can't
finish
waste
it.
beer. I'll
good?
I'm
drink the
going to
Good.
bad
finish
one.
it. If I go to sleep and there's a half beer on the table, I'm gonna wake up and drink that beer because I'm that guy. I'm not gonna waste it.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. You had me up until that part.
You
Uh,
don't remember garbage time in high school where we wait till the end of the night and we find all the warm beers that nobody drank. We pour them in the boot and then we drink them.
Just
if you
disgusting human beings.
if you
Yeah,
did that, you
awful.
don't worry about COVID if you've done that. You got
I'm not worried.
you're
I'm not.
cleansed. You're good to
Yeah,
go.
Pfizer can keep whatever they got. I'm doing all right. I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, between that and like the original Four Loco and everything else that we've
Ugh,
consumed, like you can't worry about a vaccine.
I'm
That
gonna
what
be fine.
what if that's what Pfizer's doing? Like they have like a room strictly for simulating a bar like or high school party experience. And then they take all the fluids found from that and they put it and inject it in somebody. That's
Well,
why it takes so
the
long. 'Cause you have
vaccine
to have a party
is
every day.
actually the original recipe for Loco. It's funny that you should say that, but they're just injecting the banned version of Four Loco right into the bloodstream.
I'm sure
Yeah, like
everybody would be in to do it if they told them just that. Everybody would
Yeah,
do it then. It would be a lot easier.
COVID gets into your body and it just gets manhandled. It has no idea what it signed up for when it enters your bloodstream.
it's like fuck this, I'm out.
Just getting beat to death. Like, oh, that's the original Four Loco. Oh my
Yeah.
god, we got bad intel. We got to get out of here. Oh,
What do you
speaking of COVID, Des Bryant, did you see that game? The Ravens game?
Did he quit? Did he officially quit from the team?
So he was on the sidelines doing his warm up, shaking people's hands, hugging people, all this. And then they made him take a COVID test because apparently he took a test earlier and it came up inconclusive. So after he was
Oh
doing
boy.
warm ups and everything, they had him take another test and he tested positive. And they're like, all right, well, Des, you go home. Us, we're going to play the rest of this game. And and then he proceeded to, I guess, go home and tweet about it. He said he's
Yeah, he
done
said
for
he
the
should
season.
quit.
He said, I'm done for the season. I'm going to sit here and drink wine and be sad.
I don't know
Hey,
how he.
that's fair. Sad boy season is in full effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this was September, he'd be fine. There'd still be sun outside. He'd be like, well, I can just go outside. It's cold now. You're in Baltimore. You're like, what am I doing?
Said, fuck this. I'm going back to Texas.
I think it's more so because they were playing the Cowboys and he wanted to prove something. So he was probably all sad about that. He was having the winter blues, and he probably got a good wine drunk going that
Ugh,
night.
I don't like wine. Maybe I'm not old enough to enjoy it,
No,
but
it's terrible. That throw up
wine makes me
after is
feel
terrible.
awful.
I'm
I never
assuming
feel good after I drink wine.
if you throw up after a wine night, it's honestly feels like you're throwing up acid out of your body. Literally what it
Yeah,
is. It's
and I've
just
never
the
not
worst
thrown up
feeling.
after a wine night because I will
Yeah,
drink 1 to 2 bottles 'cause I'm no pussy.
that shit makes you dizzy as hell, and you get loco on that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like the way wine tastes at all. I don't think I've ever drank it enough of it to be drunk just because I'll have like one glass and I'm like, all right, what else you got?
Wine's okay mid.
I've gotten plenty drunk on wine before
Yeah,
because I thought the whole time, I was like, "Oh, it's not gonna hurt me. This is wine." And then it did. And then it did
It
hurt
hurt
me.
you.
wine hurts. I mean, it's just the painful one. I have that's why I drink reds. At least the whites are too acidic. They're just
Yeah,
that's
gotta
the ones
drink
that
a
really
red.
mess me up. I'm not a white
Yeah,
wine fan.
I don't have a sophisticated palate as far as drinking goes.
You have a
I'm
garbage
like when
palate.
I'm a kid and I always just I order chicken tenders at every restaurant. That's me with alcohol.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
did that too. There's nothing wrong with
Tendies.
that. What's wrong with tenders? I feel like now more adults are ordering tenders. I think that they slept on them as a kid. They all wanted their steaks. We had our tenders.
We were a generation raised on tendies.
I read a study that millennials now are buying more chicken tenders than they've ever bought. I think I
Yeah,
read that.
Sky
it's
High, invest in tenders.
Tyson's running out of motherfucking chickens at this point. At least the tender chickens. Do they have labeled chickens? You think at Tyson's, like, all right, these will be for this. These will be the tenders
I don't want to
chickens.
imagine anything that happens at that place. Like, not even a little
Listen,
bit do I want to imagine what happens to that. I just want to get my
it's a
chicken and
humane
be done
death.
with it.
It's a humane death. They flip it
Yeah,
over,
right.
slice it through the neck. It's a humane death, so the blood can draw out, and then you can take out the innards. If you need to, rip out the bones,
Are
process
you
the
doing the
chicken.
ad
Let's
read right
go.
now? Do the
Yeah,
ad read for
Tyson.
Tyson.
The ad read for
Tyson.
Tyson.
Tyson chicken. You want a good chicken? You want some tasty chicken? Go to Tyson's. They humanely kill all the chickens they feed to you. Like I said, the process is they turn them around, take a knife, slice their neck, drain the blood through that slice. Oh, Michelle's disgusted right now. Cut through the rib cage. Take out the innards. Do not cut the digestive system. That'll be
Don't
tainted
do it.
meat. And then from there, you can skin them and eat that chicken. Tyson's. Well, you don't have to do any of that. They'll do it for you.
They'll do it for you. Tyson's.
I think they actually are paying you. That was the most in depth you've ever gone on an ad
That
read.
was fantastic. That'd be great if that was all in a commercial and they just showed you step by step how they kill the chicken. At the end of it, don't worry, we'll do it for you. Like, well, fuck it. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna
Like,
eat
man,
Tyson's.
Tyson's really makes it convenient to eat a chicken.
Listen, you can tell me all the processes of meat getting made. I'm not gonna stop eating meat. I'm sorry, people. People that are vegetarians listening, I ain't stopping. I don't care if I was in the plant. I'd be like, do I get the first cut of that cow that just got sliced? He's probably got the tender meat going.
Steve's just in the back of the farm, just got a pig in a chokehold. He's like, this one's mine.
I will eat you. It will happen.
I got this little hoggy right here.
He's just punting a chicken like it's a field goal.
Well, it's like that.
Here
What's
at
that?
Tyson, we punt all of our chickens.
Humanely, of course. Not.
Humanely punting chickens since 1906.
Free range punted chickens. They get to walk around wherever they want before getting punted. They
What?
love it.
Well, like I remember when it was in high school, that McDonald's movie where everyone watched it. The guy ate McDonald's. The
Super
super,
size me?
yeah. So, and everyone was like that scene where they talk about how they make the chicken McNuggets. Everyone was like,
Ugh.
you'll never eat a chicken McNugget after you watch that." I watched that. I'm like, well, duh. I've never seen a chicken piece look like this before. Obviously, just grinded up pieces of chicken. No shit. I'm not a fucking idiot. Like,
I'm gonna be honest I watched that documentary and immediately got McDonald's.
I
I think I got McDonald's
exactly.
mid-documentary and finished eating McDonald's while I was watching the documentary. So I was like, "Oh, you know what sounds good?"
This was a guy trying to sell it as bad. I mean, he made it seem like it was an all right life. It sounded like his life was worse when he was weaning off of McDonald's. Tells me that that's the
Yeah.
nutritious meal. Eat those vegetables; they make you sick as fuck. Eat a Big Mac, you're good to go.
The body craves McDonald's. More
Con-
French fries, please, says the body.
Jim, that's what Jim Harbaugh quote probably. Two things the body craves: contact and McDonald's.
Didn't he try to do a sequel to that? Still Super Size Me? Because like his other documentaries didn't work
Yeah,
out.
I'm gonna do it
Maybe do it.
again, motherfuckers.
What's
I'm
gonna happen if
back.
I do McDonald's again?
Like, you got to get a different thing. Like, you could do a Super Size Me, but just do it of a different type of
Like
thing.
Taco Bell for 30 days.
Yeah,
Popeyes.
he's just taking
No.
down every fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
Popeyes. Fuck him up for 30 days. Popeyes fried chicken straight. Just fuck him up.
He just ends up like stronger after 30 days. Like, damn, this is great. Those biscuits?
Yeah, what if one of them did make you feel better? Like if you found out the secret is you eat
You put honey on those
Popeyes for
biscuits,
30
and
days,
yeah.
Okay.
you
So
just jacked.
let's say that you had to only eat like all of your meals came from one fast food place for 30 days. Which one would you pick?
I think it's going off bias because we already had this draft, but I picked Burger King because I like Burger King. They put it
But you
on a
got to go
frame
based on
broiler.
variety, don't you? Like,
Yeah,
because
they
you
don't
don't want
have
to
a
eat burgers
big
for
they don't
30.
have a lot of variation.
And I think Taco
I don't
Bell
give
just
a
cut
fuck.
down on their menu, so it can't be Taco Bell.
I would
Also,
never.
you'd be dead.
Taco Bell's grade A dog food. What are you fucking talking about? I would never be able to live 30 days on that.
You have to be drunk for 30 days.
Yeah.
Get
No,
a,
you can't.
I get
You
a
can't
handle a day.
consume. You can't consume anything that they don't have.
For that reason, I'm out. Well, who serves alcohol?
I'm
What
out.
fast food place has
Well,
alcohol?
that would be
Taco
Taco
Bell
Bell. They've got the
Cantina.
cantina. Yeah.
The what?
The Taco Bell cantina. Like
You
there's
What's
the one
that?
in there's the
bourbon,
Taco Bell
man.
in Wicker Park that serves alcohol.
And there's one like on Clark now that serves it. Clark and like
I'd
Diversity.
only be able to go there.
We can
What
go.
do they have?
Hey,
Do they have
that
custom Taco Bell drinks?
Oh, it's like
Like
Coronas and Dos Equis.
but when you use like Baja Blast and like some
I
cool
think that you
cocktail,
could do
some
that.
micro shit, that'd be sick.
They might have
Yeah,
tequila.
you might be able to do that.
I don't know if I could do it for 30 days for. I'm trying to think who has the best variety of food. Does Portillo's count? Because it's got a drive-through. I
That's
could do 30 days at
borderline.
Portillo's because their variety is so crazy. You get
Yeah, you're
pasta one
spending a lot
day.
of money there though.
Yeah, but like
Is that part of the
that's not
game? You can't spend a lot of money.
you're like I'm fat, I feel bad, and I'm poor. I'm broke.
Here, Steve. Steve, this is what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
I'm gonna
fat
create
poor
my own
sack of
fast food
shit.
place. No, I'm gonna start my own fast food restaurant that's gonna have 30 high quality dishes, and then that's where I'm gonna go. And then I'm gonna invent electricity.
God.
Oh
Whatever,
man.
dude.
I'm going Portillo's. That's my 30.
I feel like that's kind of cheating, but I'll allow it.
What about White Castle? Somebody forced you to eat
Oh
White
my
Castle for
god.
30 days. Crave
I
case.
can
You gotta
have
eat a
White
crave
Castle
case
for
a
2 days
day.
in a row.
Yeah, I think you just
Day
die a
2,
week in.
day 2, you're Tyson's chicken.
You're dead.
You've
You
been
got chicken rings.
devoured.
You know, tell me you don't like a bag of chicken rings from White Castle. Tell me
I'd
now.
have to be.
I don't know if I've ever had them.
You got to be hammered
So
if you're gonna eat
good.
White Castle.
Yeah, that butthole's gonna be singing.
I feel like I'm gonna go with this option just because I haven't had it in a while, so I feel like I could just crush it for a long time. Culver's.
Oh, it'd be good for like the first week, and then I feel like
Yeah,
the butter burgers would
it's
weigh you
heavy.
down,
It's
dude.
heavy food.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
all
it would
heavy. It's
weigh you
fast
down.
food. What do you mean?
No,
It's
Heavy.
all heavy.
I'll go Panera Bread.
No, no,
Guy loves an extra
no,
Red Bull. He does
I
love an
no.
extra Red
I'm
Bull.
There's no
sick after
drive-through.
salads. I'm like, I can't eat this
Oh, true.
salad. It's
Those
too
other bowls
healthy.
doesn't have a drive-through. Some do, don't they?
Maybe.
No.
Some
I'm
Paneras have
saying
drive-throughs.
I'm saying right now Panera doesn't count.
The
Doesn't
fuck?
count. Pick another one. Pick another one.
Well,
Panda
so
Express.
like McDonald's has salads.
Doesn't have a
Panda Express.
drive-through.
Panda's does.
McDonald's.
Panda
Panda.
doesn't have a drive.
Panda
Some of
doesn't have a
them.
drive-through. No, no,
Some.
you're out. Nope.
Fine. I'll just do Popeyes. I'll fuck myself up.
I
Chicken
mean,
sandies every day.
if you were gonna get something that
Chicken
had
fingies.
little variety,
You could probably eat chicken fingers for 30 days.
There's different varieties of chicken.
Do tell. What are the
They
different
got the
varieties?
strips. They got the strips. They got the chicken sandwich. They got the wings. They
if
got
you're
the
gonna go,
All different species of chicken.
box of chicken.
they got big chicken, little chicken, medium-sized chicken, a biscuit, more chicken. If you're gonna go straight, like what has a lot of variety, I feel like Arby's sneaky has a lot of variety, but I don't know that any of it's good.
Yeah, that's a
True.
thing. The
I
bun.
I thought about picking Arby's because they have the meats there, so you get
They do.
a whole bunch of different types. You get a
They
gyro
literally
one day, get a
their
beef
value
one
meal
day.
sucks. Their value meal sucks because their roast beef. They literally use maybe 2 slices of roast beef and they put it on there with the little cheese slice. They don't put much on the value meal. That's what I
So you get
hate
double.
about it. I don't want a double. I want
Yeah, you want a double.
give me a
Get a
double.
double.
I
Get the
just
grande.
I'm gonna say it again.
Grande beef.
Arby's, another great place that has great chicken strips. Their chicken strips are to die for, dude. They do.
Who you going to Arby's and getting chicken strips?
Is that on the secret menu? I've never seen that.
Bet you won't go to Arby's and get chicken strips. Do it
You're
though.
right. I won't.
Yeah, I'm not going.
I will not
You
do
win that bet. That's one bet you do win.
You were too much of a coward to eat chicken strips from Arby's. Both of you.
Sure, sure.
You
If
aren't
that's
Coward.
patriot. If you don't eat chicken strips from Arby's, you're not a patriot. You might as
Color
well
me yellow. I'm
go
not
to
doing
how come none of the sandwich places have a drive-through?
like
like
what?
which one? Oh, Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's, Subway, none of them.
Potbelly.
Quiznos, none of them have a drive-through.
It doesn't translate.
Firehouse. What? What?
Some firehouse. No.
I don't think
No.
Subway translates because it's like you got to order there. You got to go through the toppings. They want you to see
You
the
gotta have the
toppings.
smell of the subway, like the smells they pump in there. Otherwise, you'll never eat there. You
Jersey
can't pump that.
Mike's.
You can't pump that smell in the drive-through.
Are you guys Jersey Mike's or Jimmy John's fans? Do they even have Jimmy John's in Arizona?
I think I've
Yeah.
only had Jersey Mike's
Okay.
once.
I prefer Jimmy John's, but I like both.
Jersey
I
Mike's
like
is
Jimmy
kind
John's
of good.
with the
I
hot
like-
peppers. Gotta get hot peppers.
Yeah, that's true. The hot peppers do hit different, but I do like Jersey Mike's. Mike's way. I don't know who the fuck Mike is. His way is the right way though.
It's Mike from Jersey. It's
But
Jersey Mike's. It's
they
his way.
the negative I'll have about Jersey Mike's is they drown the sandwiches with the oil sometimes. I don't like when they just turn that thing around, just dump it on there. I'm like, whoa, take it easy. The red wine one, I'm not a big fan of red wine vinegar, so I ask them not to put it on.
You
I do
really
not.
gotta, if you're gonna get one of those sandwiches, you gotta eat it within like 10 minutes, or else
Yeah,
it's just
it's done.
stopping.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
just like I don't want to eat this thing anymore.
no. If you had like if you were gonna create your own fast food place, what would the food be?
I like the sandwich. I like sandwiches. I think it's easy too.
I'm making a pizza.
You'd probably make more money doing a pizza place.
I'm making a
Costs are so
pizza.
low.
I'm making a pizza. You eat it a pizza.
You make a lot of money on pizzas.
Do you?
Yeah, it's really cheap.
Okay.
Like the ingredients are all really cheap to make pizzas.
Fast food pizza is so bad though.
Not Pizza
Like
Hut.
Domino's.
Yeah, but that's why there's a million of them.
I guess.
Pizza Hut
Then
was
they're
the king.
everywhere.
When they used
Why
to
do you say
do
Pizza Hut weird?
Pizza Hut. How do I say
Pizza
it weird?
Hut.
Pizza Hut.
It's like you're snapping the ball.
Pizza Hut.
I said, down, set, Pizza Hut.
So yours is pizza, but like better pizza, better than Pizza Hut.
Yeah, better than pizza, Papa
DiGiorno.
John's.
He just delivers
What-
DiGiorno.
Call-
It's a mind fuck.
Mine would be called one of everything, and we just have one of everything. Like
so you're just
we
stealing.
have one sandwich, we have one pizza, we have one burger, we have one chicken, we got one of everything.
There's so many types of chicken though.
We only got one of them. You want the other types of chicken? You go somewhere else.
Get the fuck out of here. We gotta want
But you do
everything.
them all well. You gotta do all of them
Yes,
really good. So you
No, I
correct.
don't.
specialize in one.
You're like a
No
fucking.
substitution. How it comes is how it comes.
Yeah.
You don't want ketchup? Go somewhere else then, because we put ketchup on it.
You're like
We
a.
put borderline too much ketchup. So if you don't like ketchup, this is not the place for you. I
Bucket
You're
of
don't
like.
want your
ketchup.
business.
So you're like a fast food cheesecake factory. You're saying. So instead of getting a book of everything, you get a little pamphlet with everything on it. With
That
every
is a
single.
chapter book. Why do they give you a chapter book? Give me a half hour before I know what I want to eat.
Because they literally make anything for you, and
Give
it's
me
all
less
gonna be.
options.
It's all
That
gonna be
worries me.
mediocre. Yeah,
I don't know how
Tapper.
you can run a. You can't run a kitchen like that.
It's
There's
how
not.
much
It's not possible.
supplies are they buying? I mean, good lord. It's like we gotta get all the stuff for the Tuscan Santa Fe burrito bowl. So we gotta get all this down, and then we gotta also get this haggis here for the Irish part.
Yeah, they got to cut that. It's a full. I don't have time. By the time I go through the menu, everybody else has already eaten. They got. How would you even pick like what? Okay, hey, we're Cheesecake Factory. We got to cut it down to 10 items or 20 items. How do you even pick?
I would love if they cut cheesecake.
No, the
You're the Cheesecake
cheesecake.
Factory, and then now you don't even sell cheesecake. You're like, yeah, it's a
We're
joke.
called the
And they
factory
do it
now.
really dryly. They're like, no, it's a joke. We don't serve it here.
The cheese
You get it?
factory. They would
Cheese.
I think that they would run out of business pretty quickly if they cut the cheesecakes out, because that's the redeeming thing, right? Like that's why
Like
it's
the
so.
rest of the food is shit, but the
Yeah,
cheesecakes are kind of good.
that
So
that's why
like you end on a bang.
it's even more suspicious. Like, who is the guy that created Cheesecake Factory? And he's like, he probably made all the cheesecakes first, and everybody's like, "Wow, these are great. You should make a restaurant." And then he's like, "What am I gonna sell at this restaurant?" Well, I
But
like
like the thing is too,
Mexican
that's
food.
genius to name your restaurant after the dessert because what's the one thing you always pass on at every restaurant when they come by the table? Like, anything else I can get for you? Some dessert, maybe. And you're like, ah, fuck that. I didn't even finish what I ate.
If that's
But
really
if you
the
name it after the dessert, you have to get the dessert.
That's a good point. It's a
it is
really good point.
It is a good point, but damn, like, did he have this idea of making a menu that was so shitty that it would make people so disinterested in eating there just because of how long the menu is? But I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. There's still a ton of people that go to the Cheesecake
I
Factory.
heard the story
Still,
is he just got done watching that movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey, and then he had everybody pitch him ideas for what to put on the menu, and he legally wasn't allowed to say no. It's all on there. Yes,
it's
yes,
every
yes.
coworker at corporate's favorite meal. Everybody, all 700 of them have a meal on there.
I want to know the one thing you order off that menu, and even the waiter's like, Are you sure you want to get? We've never had anybody order that.
Yeah, what's the worst thing on the cheesecake menu? There's got to be a worst.
It's
There's
gotta
got
be
to
on
be the worst.
it's gotta be on page 56 or 57. I
I'll
don't
have
know.
the puffer fish. You don't want the puffer.
Are you sure about that, sir? From the Cheesecake Factory? I said the puffer.
Give me the puffer fish.
You deaf?
Are you stupid or are you deaf?
Oh,
Christina.
shit. Now I want Cheesecake Factory. Let's go.
I've been there one time. Completely forgettable.
Absolutely. The only thing you remember is the menu.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I got, but I remember the menu was
What's a
huge.
what's a memorable experience at a chain restaurant?
You probably got chicken fingers. Ed
Pro-
DeBevick.
Applebee's. Oh well, Ed DeBevick's was the difference, but I wasn't even a big fan of their food either. It sucked.
It wasn't good, and it wasn't even that much fun. Contrary to popular belief, I don't like when people are mean to me on purpose.
Yeah, it's not.
So,
Accidentally
for,
mean, that's cool.
for those of you who don't know, Ed DeBevick's is a restaurant in
Was
Chicago and was at a
Was
restaurant in Chicago, and the whole premise was everybody there was really rude to you.
Dick's Last Resort.
same
Besides,
place.
instead of them, they wouldn't draw like I like
A
cock and
hat.
put that on your head.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a restaurant where it's like Ed DeBevick's, but they go even further. They they like they like you get up to go to the bathroom and the waiter comes over and punches you in the belly.
Andrew Dice Clay presents Who the fuck's this guy?
It's got to be top level like insults, otherwise you can't work there.
No, like I'm gonna come by and
You
just
really
like
have
hit
to
you with
head
a
me.
shovel. Like it's really low humor. I like make fun of your children, and I call them ugly.
to their to their face, really close to their face. You call them
Like,
ugly.
man, Ma, you did a poor job. These kids are dumb and ugly.
Everybody's crying.
Yeah,
Come in happy, you leave crying. That's our
and
guarantee.
and then they tip me for that.
Big tip.
That's how it
Yeah,
works.
that's got to be so. If you apply for the job at DeBevics, like you have anger problems and you just need to be able to get it out, and nobody else will accept you for that. Like I got to be somewhere. I got no filter, but I need money.
Mr.
Those are the
Devevics is
good ones.
calling you. Well, that's why they're not. It's not in. That's not. It's the reason probably why it's not around because nobody wants to deal with that shit anymore. It's a dumb premise for a fucking place.
Yeah, like the whole premise is service.
Yeah.
If you
I,
work at Dick's Last Resort, do you even get tipped? Like what?
Yeah.
Like how bad is their tips? They gotta put a gratuity in there, right? Like they gotta just force a
No,
tip
because
on them.
like it's not like you walked in there and you didn't know what it was. Could you imagine going into that place like, what the? Did he just call me a fat ass loser?
what if you
What's
did
going on
though?
right now?
You just
That
walked
would
in
be the
off the street.
Well, that's
best
the
surprise.
biggest
Like,
insult.
oh,
No, that's a
5
great.
stars. Let's go to this place at Dick's Last Resort. And you get in there like, what do you? What's your fat ass one? Chicken tenders? I did want the chicken tenders.
It's like they go on Yelp. 0 stars. Server was mean to me. I don't know if anybody's had this experience before. You guy's an absolute jerk off. I don't know what the fuck.
There's a whole community forum online about people who didn't know that this was a joke restaurant.
Yeah, there's like they meet on Tuesdays
Yeah.
to like talk about it.
He gave me a hat that said "butthole virgin." I don't. Why did he do that? That was so mean
Did you
and
guys?
accurate. He
Nobody
really
said
got it right
anything.
on the nose.
Did you guys
The
go?
manager walked right by. He didn't say anything.
How many times have you guys actually been to Dick's Last Resort?
0.
Yeah,
I went to Eduvix one time,
we had to
and I
go
was a
once
kid.
to
Like
get
I was
hats.
younger. I was a kid. It wasn't my choice.
Yeah. Make good food and be nice to me. Those are my 2 requests.
Yeah.
Who's the guy in the
Or
industry in the '70s?
be
It's
real
like,
with me. Make good food and be real. Be like, can you send this back? I didn't really like the chicken. Oh, did you eat all of it? Yeah, you're gonna pay for the chicken because
Actually, I'm charging you for 2 chickens cuz you're being
two
a dick.
chickens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be real and make good food.
who, like the guy in the restaurant space. He's like, oh man, I hate how nice servers are. I just want to be at a place where just someone is as rude as fucking possible. Like I need to feel sad for 45 minutes out of my day. Let's
He's
make a
like,
place.
if I go opposite, if I just do the worst version of a restaurant, will that become a thing and then I make a bunch of money? Like I just hire like 9 crackheads to run the kitchen and the wait staff.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah,
Like the
that's my restaurant plan. It's not even shitty servers, it's shitty cooks. So it's like, yeah, like the service is really nice and great. Some of the nicest you'll see, but the chefs are just grimy and awful. They like spit in your food if they think that it's necessary. They just don't take the sanitation correct or in the right way. Never wash their hands. Like that's the fun.
Yeah, the floor is really wet and slippery and like the bathroom doors are always locked.
You gotta sign a waiver to walk in.
There's hair in there in their food, like they don't got shit. Like
And it's way overpriced. It's way like prices are sky high.
A cheeseburger is $38. Most of the windows are boarded up.
we buy fresh supplies every month, so it's good to go.
Yeah.
You just gotta convince people it's like a city staple, and people will still go. Like even if it's shit, and you're like, oh, everybody's gotta go there. It's a city staple.
What's one place you feel like that is in Chicago
Like
or
Al's
any?
beef.
You don't like Al's?
I was never crazy about Al's, but I think it's a staple.
Yeah, it's a
I'm just
staple.
saying, like, yeah,
Mine is uh I guess it's gonna be deep dish pizza because it's so every Chicagoan
So,
What?
says that.
What are you
are you
talking about?
saying what do you so like are you saying it's a something that's a bad thing? What are you saying?
Do you understand your premise that you just presented to us? Do you want me to explain what you asked us to do?
Uno specifically. Like I'll eat
Okay.
Giordano's, but Uno, like it's
I loved it.
terrible.
Deep dish is great.
Uno's is bad. I'm not a big fan. And can I say I'm not a big fan of Lou Malnati's? Is that too much?
No, you
Nope,
can't say that
nope, you
either.
can't say that. That's the best
Lemon
deep
ice
dish
is
in the
great.
city.
No, Giordano's is. Giordano's is
Giordano's
first.
number 2.
No, it's
Lemon ice is
not.
good.
No, it is not. I
Yes, it
am a
is.
bigger fan of Giordano's than Lou Malnati's, and I think Lou Mal.
This is not subjective. This is like
It's
asking
not a
what 2 plus
debate.
2 is. It's
Yeah.
4, Lou Malnati's is better.
No,
I
no,
might put Giordano's at for me it's close.
that's a
Nah,
lot
you're
closer
both
than
wrong.
Nick's making it out to be.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm not saying it's
Luz is
I'm not saying it's
crazy.
not close. I'm just saying
Pequod,
there's one that's clearly
Pequod's,
better.
Pequod's might be better than both of them, but that's we got to keep that still hidden in
It's
Chicago.
kind of like a pan pizza.
And that thing's talk about heavy. I mean, that thing weighs
Well,
35 pounds. That pizza, for fuck's
it's
sake.
because it's all bread. It's more
Yeah,
of like a pan pizza than a deep dish, but it's not a secret. Every time I see somebody on Twitter ask for a recommendation for deep dish in Chicago, that's always the number one answer.
I might give out a shitty one. Like, go to I heard Sabaro's got a deep dish somewhere. I heard they do it
Do they?
pretty good. No, they don't. If they did that, I'd slap them.
I feel like they might.
I'll be honest. I liked Sbarro's as a kid. Like it's been a while since I've had
Michael
it, but like
Scott.
Yeah,
I
I would
liked
say
it. I don't.
I'd say maybe before we went to college, I was a big fan of Sparrow,
That was what
and
I loved
unfortunately,
it.
I got it too much. I think I went to
Co-
the I went to the pot too frequently to still enjoy Sparrow because you guys would get Subway or Wendy's, and I'd get pizza. So
No, I'd get Sabaro a lot. That was my prime of when I liked it. I mean, you get that
yeah,
breadstick meal. Are you kidding me?
it was the
I get the
cheapest meal. That's why I got it.
I got the ZD too sometimes if I was feeling fancy.
You
Oh
got something
boy.
other than pizza there?
Oh
Dear
yeah, dude.
Lord,
I loved it there. I mean, that
They
was
you're
a
make
sick.
other things than
You're
pizza.
they
sick.
got the ZD. Get the parm too. They got some chickens. They've been sitting out.
Parm.
Yeah, they got some chicken
What?
parms.
Were you suicidal? Like, what are you doing?
So you know
You're
how we
eating.
said like, what's the one thing off the Cheesecake Factory you order and the waiter's like, "Are you sure you want that?" If
Yeah,
you don't order pizza at Sbarro, everything is like that. The parm, are you
their
sure?
head their head cocks like a dog that
The
heard a high pitched noise. They're
The
like,
ZD
ziti?
wasn't
what?
that
What?
bad. The ZD wasn't that bad. You should try it
Oh, we're
next
not throwing
time.
out the ziti tonight. The fuck?
Everybody on the other side of the counter looks at each other like, he said what? He said pizza, right? No, no, no. He said what?
What the
Ziti?
Be
fuck is
locked
this
up in the psych
ZD?
ward.
Who the fuck is chicken parm? What is this guy talking about? Get
I'm,
this
ma-
man arrested.
I'm
Call the
making a
police.
pizza. I'm making a Sabara pizza.
You could go behind the counter and make the pizzas. They didn't care.
No, they
Honestly,
didn't.
they didn't care.
They actually
Yeah,
asked
they're
you to do it.
students.
They're like, "Fuck
They're
it,
like,
make the
whatever.
pizza."
I'll make my own pizza.
They're
That's
like,
what,
great. I was about to go on my break anyways.
and that place was the place where grown to hate Subway because I thought that their Subway was terrible in that
I
school.
never liked Subway.
It was awful, and the line was always out the fucking calf for Christ's sake, or whatever
Yeah,
the fuck it
I don't
was.
think Subway's good.
I got something that I'll say that probably you'll think is weird, but I really like the tuna sandwich from Subway.
Oh, out of
Never
all the
even thought
tuna,
about having it.
out of all the tuna places you can eat, out of all the places you can eat tuna in the world, that's where you want to eat it. That's where you trust
Where
it.
else you get tuna from?
The
Yeah,
store.
what all of these tuna
The
places? Where are all
fucking
these
Yeah,
other places?
store. I'm not
then
eating
you gotta
tuna
make it. That
anywhere.
doesn't count.
I'm not eating tuna from fucking Subway. They plop it on with the ice cream scooper. Fuck that.
Yep, it's good. Surprisingly, very good. Not proud of myself.
They use that same scooper for the ice cream at Subway. They're like, all right, just dip it in some water, put in the vanilla.
They only have one scoop. It's not like you get multiple scoops.
Just be very cautious with this scooper.
Sbarro was that was the play at the mall. So you get a slice of pizza
Yeah.
from Sbarro as a kid, and then go to Dippin' Dots.
No, Charlie's Steak Factory. That's my favorite.
Char.
The steak sandwiches. Charlie's is the best.
I don't even know what that is.
The steak
So
sandwiches, Philly
90s.
cheesesteaks,
That's so 90s.
I don't
delicious.
know what Charlie's Steakhouse
I'm
or
thinking of the
I
whatever
got
green.
you
it.
just
I
said.
got
It's
it
the
this
green
weekend.
neon lights, right? Is it the green neon lights? Am I thinking of the right one?
That's like Orange Julius.
No,
What
that's
are
not.
these places that you guys
No,
are
that's not
saying?
Orange
What?
Julius.
Charlie's is just a sign that says Charlie's. It's in every
Simple.
mall ever. All of the malls.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
They're delicious.
I've never been here, but I will have to try it. This looks good. When you have good marketing, it looks good. The food.
Hmm.
I don't give a fuck about the taste. Just show me the marketing, and I'll be in
What's the
on
one
it.
with the neon green sign you're thinking of?
I forget. It was so. It's like the steak and potato something. I think.
We'll never know.
Text us, live tweet us, dead tweet us if you know what restaurant Steve's talking about.
If you're dead, call into the show,
Please call in. We want to hear
please.
from you.
Yeah, we don't have enough ghosts on the pod.
That
We need
sounded
more
needy.
ghosts.
No, I understand why they don't know. I get it. I came in too
Should we
strong
play?
there.
Should we? Oh, should I?
We
I
don't
should have
need
played it
you.
hard to get. Yeah,
We don't want you.
yeah. You know what? I think the podcast is better with less ghosts.
We don't need you. We want you, but we don't need you.
Hey, ghost, I don't need you. I like you.
So I think I know what the place is called. The Great Steak and Potato Company. And you guys
Ah,
remember that? It was like neon green lighting. I think
I
they've
think it's the same place. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure it's the same food.
yeah, it might be, but it's like the
they have
same
two
sort of
different
idea.
names. Why would it be the
I
same
think I
place?
think I think Charlie bought out the Great Steak Company.
Charlie himself, you talk to him. Like,
Charlie was just crushing
hey
it.
Charlie, you guys
That's what he
buy
told
out
me.
Steak and Potato Company yet?
Like, you don't buy me out, I buy you out.
It was a hostile takeover.
Hey, this
Hey,
is mine now.
hey
Just take
Charlie,
it.
I really like your steak sandwiches. They're very good.
He's just holding a Tommy gun.
This sandwich is great. Who the fuck said that? I, t- I told you these are not great steaks. These are Charlie's steaks.
This is fucking dog meat. God damn it.
This steak sure is Charlie. That's right.
That's right.
It is.
I'm Charlie around here.
So one thing I wanted to talk about quickly, and this had you up in arms, Steve, earlier in the week. Adam Eaton is back with the White Sox for a year.
Yeah, I guess so. Um, I'll I'll say this.
He won a World Series.
I don't care. I'll say there's a lot of people that were factors outside of him. He was maybe the reason that they could have lost the World Series that year. Um,
He won a World Series though.
I hope he's saying the truth and that he learns he's grown up a lot or whatever the fuck. I
No,
just
he's
think
gonna
he's
be he's a dick. He'll always be a dick.
yeah,
Like,
he's a douchebag. Like I just don't.
didn't he in the middle of one of like his ESPN 1000 like interviews like left mid interview like he just
No, it
hung
was
up
not even mid interview. It was like 2 minutes in. They asked him a question about
and he hung up.
Larusa being able to communicate with younger people, and he was like, "All right, I think that's enough." But I will say he did laugh while hanging up, and I don't know if it was one of those things where my opinion is I guarantee you the Sox are like advising their players to shut the fuck up about Tony Larusa.
Tony.
I think it's more so that because
You can still answer the question. You just give him like a really.
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't even a based off him being a fucking alcoholic and driving like a dickhead. It was a question about him being 1,000 years old dealing with 20-year-olds. Well, I mean, could he do
Hey Adam, how you doing today? All right. I think that's enough.
that?
Yeah, they weren't like, "Hey, Adam, what's up with your new manager being an alcoholic that can't drive?"
uh, I think that's enough.
Yeah, I just don't know if this is going to be a pleasant thing. I mean, it's very much whatever, and I
I
don't
mean, the
think they're
pitcher
gonna.
they got's good.
Yeah, but I mean, why can't they
That's
just
that's not
trade?
bad
Why
money.
can't they just spend money on Trevor Bauer and like not have to trade up any
Because Trevor
talent
Bauer
for
is
a guy
insane.
that is a 1 year deal? He's a 1 year deal.
Hey, maybe they could re-sign him.
I don't want him really that much longer, to be honest. I think that his shelf life is basically done. I think this is his year. He's gonna fall. He's gonna have a fall off year. I think.
I
And you
mean,
want him?
he's had like a good 2 or 3 year stretch
How
for the
old is Lance
Rangers.
Lynn? I mean, he's like in
Old
his
enough.
mid-30s. Like this
He's
isn't
not
that
That's
young.
all you need.
sustainable.
That's all you need. 1 year.
He better, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's a tryout year, but if he does all right enough, they're definitely going to give him like a 2 year contract, and that might not be a good contract. So,
Here's the thing. I don't think he's losing any juice because his fastball's gotten faster over the past 3
yeah,
years.
that's some weird shit. I don't get pitchers like that's like a new occurrence that happened with like Verlander, but that's obviously at a more extreme level. I mean, this guy he's only gained a couple of miles, but still, I mean, it's ridiculous. It might be because he's playing in that heat in Texas. Who knows? But
Could be.
we'll see. I mean, he's got to really show it because he hasn't really gotten anything yet. He hasn't gotten a contract yet, so he's going to really still have to prove it this year, which is good. But I don't know. Like Dane Dunning, I like. I think he's going to be pretty good for Texas. I think he could be a top three starter uh in like 2 or 3 years. So they got somebody good out of that. But Adam Eaton sucks. That shit's terrible. Like they honestly should spend more. I don't understand the thought process of like them just not spending more money on someone who's clearly like just the best corner outfielder you're probably going to see in the next 3 years. Like I just don't get the logic. Why you even would want to not attempt to try to get a guy like George Springer in here?
Listen, Steve, my Cubbies and I will trade you a Gold Glove right fielder that hits 270 and gives great speeches. What do you say?
I,
Can I
Ooh.
shit. I mean, he could be a good fit on this team because he doesn't have to be the superstar. Like he could just be
Right.
a role player on
Just
this
be a
team.
guy.
And also, I don't know why you want to let him go. He was literally like one of the best Cubs players last year. So I don't know what you're talking about, Nick. He's one of your producers now. He's your main producer on this team this year.
No. He's got like a like a 730 OPS and he's making $26 million. I've seen enough. It's fine. I mean, hey, I would love for him to play better.
Obviously,
I was rooting for him. I was very ecstatic when he signed with the Cubs, and it just hasn't been there. And if I got to watch Jason Hayward ground out to second base with a guy on first 57 fucking times this season, if I got to watch this again for another, I don't know, 2, 3 years, I don't know what I'm going to do.
yeah.
I mean, are you that optimistic about the next couple of years for the Cubs?
No, but like that, I don't need that to be
I feel like
another
you have
bad
more than
thing.
one reason to kill yourself if you're gonna watch this team play. Like that's one of them for sure. But I think you maybe have bigger issues to worry about.
Whatever. We have plenty of it. We have two starting pitchers coming back. Well,
Nailed
three,
it.
probably. Three. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I feel like the White Sox season could go either way. Like they
Uh,
could catch
They've had a
fire.
bad off. I think they've had a bad off season.
Eh,
I think they've I think they've
I'm,
hit on a lot of off seasons, and I think that they're having one that's they've made some questionable decisions this off season.
you you'd like them to sign like one big name guy, but like there's not a whole lot more that you needed to do for them to have a really good season.
Well, they gotta hope to get
Like they got
Trevor Bauer in here. Honestly, really need to get him in here.
yeah, I'm sure you would love to have a Cy Young winning pitcher on your team.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, you get him in, you give Kopech time to really grow because he's not going to be there, obviously, because of him not really playing at all last year. So he's going to need more time, and
And he's a
they
nutcase.
yeah they just need to figure uh, another guy in this rotation, maybe another bat and a reliever, and they can be fine. But I don't see them adding more to their offense. They certainly do. They're losing McCann. They just need to add more. They need to add another bat somewhere.
They'll be
They'd be fine.
fine, or they won't.
They'll be fine. It's just hope that they get another bat in here. That's it. I don't even care where at
Okay.
this point.
Maybe you. Why don't you try
Maybe
out?
that
You
it's
never know until you try out.
We should
Marcelo's
go to a
doing
batting
that.
cage.
Oh yeah, we should. I'd be down. Hit some dingers. Go to the sluggers.
I haven't swung a bat in. I can't. The last time me and Nick were both in the same baseball league together. That's probably the last time I swung a baseball bat.
So you're gonna be like
That was like
busted out.
7th grade.
You're gonna wreck your shit then doing this.
Yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
saying.
tear something.
There's a batting cage by my house that I haven't been to. That was the whole story.
All right, RR Mark, calm down there.
Nick's going
Yeah.
in, just fucking ripping hits, watching all the
Yeah,
kids.
I want to go. I think if we come out there if there is spring training again, like
I don't
that
think
should be
there
one of the
is.
things we do one day. We just go to
There's
the
no
batting
more.
cage.
There's gonna be no more spring
If
training.
there ever is spring training again,
They're done.
Ever again.
This teams will never train again after this.
not in the spring.
Maybe like middle of the season we'll get fans in the stadium. Maybe.
Save it for the real games. I
Optimistic.
don't want fucking people in the stands for
No, that's what I'm
spring
saying.
training.
That's what I'm talking about. Like halfway through the regular season.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
anyway. I'm just gonna go sneak in, like I said last year, and just watch myself. Or pay.
And you didn't.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
you
True.
didn't do that.
You're a big
I
you're a big man of not your word
No,
guy.
far
did.
from it. I I don't really keep my word at all. So just let that be known in the future if you're ever in a situation where you need to use my word.
Count on somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, don't count on me.
Yeah, listen, we know. We've
The one
seen
thing
it.
you can count on is not counting on me. You can take that to
That's
the
for
bank.
certain.
Here's one thing that you can't count on. It's me. Hockey news. Apparently we're getting hockey.
Yay.
Word on the street is that the hockey season will start sometime around January 13th, so in right about a month, and it will be about 56 games. Now that could have been
Yay.
updated since I seen it because that was a few days ago, but that's what I saw. So
Are they going bubble? They're doing they're doing an all Canadian division because of this.
yeah, so
I
they
think you
have
have
they
to.
did some realignments. So I think there's 4 divisions or conferences, whatever, and all of Canada's in their own.
They're never gonna go to the United States. Yeah, that's absurd. That's weird. I don't know how I feel.
I don't know.
Wait,
Just get it out of the way. Just like keep wasting time until all this shit's cleared up.
It's never
so
gonna
you
happen.
Whatever you can
They're
do.
gonna
only
have to go through this way.
do you only play teams in your division then?
I don't know. We have to see a schedule.
And that's what they did for baseball, right? It's probably gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, it was a division and the division counterpart. So like yeah, AL NL Central.
But like if you're doing the all Canada division, like they can't come here and we can't go there.
Right.
So then until the playoffs, like I
It's
don't
a lot of Flames Canucks games.
hell yeah.
Yeah, that
All of them.
sounds.
I mean that'll
You want to talk
that'll
about
actually
hating
be a
a
good
team?
game.
I think like if you play the same team, like what? They have to play them 20 times in a season. Like
That'd be pretty good fights, dude.
you're
Halfway
gonna
through
fucking
it.
hate that team. Yeah, like it's gonna be heat, and then you'll have to play them for the first round of playoffs, no matter what, because you're in the same division. So then you get a 7-game series with somebody you've played 20 times already. Fuck
So
yeah,
like
dude, that'd be awesome.
so there's 7 Canadian teams, right?
Canucks, Jets,
We're just gonna
Flames,
go with the premise that
Yeah,
there's 7 for
yeah,
time.
just do 7.
So
Maple
56
Leafs,
games through 6 opponents. So
Senators.
yeah, you're like nine games in a row versus each team, and
Hell
then just
yeah,
move on.
that'd be fun.
That is a fun league. Fuck it. And the Hawks are gonna play Detroit a lot again this year, so that's back. That
Finally, I
rivalry's
miss
back.
that.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I
they're
wish the Hawks would just be in the East with the other original 16. Like, I don't care to watch them play like Winnipeg a bunch or
Yeah, but
like
they're usually better than
Dallas.
the teams in the West. Like the teams in the East are usually better. It's
I'd
like
rather
if
watch
you're
him
gonna
play
switch from
the Rangers or the Flyers more. Like, give me
it's like the
something
East and the West in
interesting.
basketball. Like East is usually a little bit easier to win because the West has better teams. Like in hockey, the West has shittier teams.
Ah, don't talk about the Blackhawks like that.
They haven't been good
I know.
like in a long time, like 5 years. So I could talk about
Yeah, they have.
I could
Yeah,
talk shit
that's tough. Stan Bowman's he'll just have that job forever, right?
until his dad passes, and then as soon as that happens, he's fucking out of there.
No more strings attached. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out.
Once Scotty Bowman's out of the picture, then Stan will also be out of the picture.
Why do the Hawks run like this? Like, it's so embarrassing. We talk about how bad the Bears are run sometimes.
I
Like,
don't.
this
Yeah,
is
I don't
just
understand how the
terrible.
one guy who's left over is Stan. Like they got rid of McDonough, they got rid of Q. Like
And
why
Stan
the fuck
wasn't
is
even
it?
a part of the first teams. Like, that was Dale Talon. And then he just
Yeah.
got booted first. And now this fucking little little kid, not little kid,
Roasted his ass.
little kid Bowman coming around fucking things up. Richie Rich.
I mean, none of his picks, except for maybe DeBrincat, has been good, right?
We would never know because he trades all of his picks for old
That is
guys or
true.
guys that used to be Blackhawks.
Yeah, that's the move.
It's just
It's
stupid.
not the move. After looking at the last 5 years, it's not the move.
How many guys did they lose and then bring back? Like there was what
Andrew
Ladd,
Ladd, Brandon Saad,
Shaw,
Shaw.
Carbomb, wasn't he? Didn't he have a couple stints?
Versteeg.
Yeah, Versteeg. Too many people. Too many guys that were
A lot
just
of them.
whatever. Even when they were on the team, they were whatever.
Well,
They were
I
good
mean,
when they were on
Ladd was
the team.
good the first time.
Well, yeah,
Steger was like rookie of
everybody
the
was
year.
good. They were fucking. They won the Stanley Cup. Everyone's gonna be good on that team. I mean, it's
How
different
do
when.
you immediately go from these guys weren't that good to me and Nick saying, yeah, they were good to go,
Yeah,
of
because
course
the
they
one
weren't
year that
good.
everyone
You
look.
flipped you flipped so quick on that. I
Yeah,
never seen it like
everyone's gonna look good when they win the cup, but like it's obviously like they weren't that great when they went to different situations. Like they just were whatever, and they were
they
gonna
were the
come back
captains
to
of all
guys
their
that are
teams they went
older.
to. Andrew Ladd was literally the captain of Winnipeg and one of the best forwards for like 5 years before he came back.
I mean, there's a reason
Bufflin
he
left
came
and he
back.
was also the best defenseman in the league for like 8 years till he decided he didn't want to play
You
anymore.
know, that's a reason why they couldn't bring him back because he was good. There's players that got getting brought back to the Blackhawks because they're not good, so they can get traded easily for the picks or whatever the fuck they give them, like good young talent.
That would have been sweet if Bufflin came back.
The fat Bufflin,
He's
I
he's
love him.
one of the guys that
As a
got better.
defenseman, well, he
Whatever
just
you
played a
want to
different
do.
position because he was a forward when he was with the Hawks.
I mean,
I know,
to
but
be
like
honest,
he also got a lot stronger.
and to be
It
honest, and
seemed
I
like.
think Devin might agree with it. That year that they won the cup, that had to be by far Bufflin's like career year. That 2010 season was his career
No, he
year.
fucking sucked every regular season. He was
He was really
awful.
good he was really good in the playoffs in 2010, and
In the
Yeah,
then
postseason, yes,
yeah.
he probably won them the
But
cup
he was like
because
that was
he
like
was
his
like the
one
physical force.
random year that he
But like
was
he
good.
would never play in the regular season. He would be dog shit for 81 games, and then he'd be good in the playoffs.
Yeah.
yeah, you just coast a little bit, huh?
He was a
A
lazy
lot of
player.
it.
That's what he's known for. Like that's just what it
Yeah,
is.
that's his mo.
Yeah, but he's good at hockey.
I still remember that the year that he won the cup with them that off season. He got traded to, and this is dating us a bit, the Atlanta Thrashers.
Thrasher.
Yeah, and then they have the picture of him with his day in the cup, with him in a Thrashers jersey with the cup, looking sad as fucking shit because he's not on the Blackhawks anymore. And I'd feel the same exact way. That it was a very. I gotta find that picture, but it's very depressing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
listeners, if you want to be depressed, we got you covered. Thanks
check
for
out the
tuning in.
picture. Be real sad.
Made me sad.
Speaking of sad, oh, did you see Lovie Smith got fired at Illinois?
Yeah. No, he got relieved of duties. He didn't get fired.
But they went
That
bowling that one year.
I didn't see his beard until today.
It's big.
you didn't see that
What a
beard?
what a sick ass beard he grew.
The
Yeah,
greatest beard of all time.
I think so. That's fantastic.
It looks like he's a
Yeah.
part of Revenant. Like he was just in that movie with that beard.
ZZ Top.
Is he gonna?
I'm a
Is he?
fan.
He's not gonna coach anymore. I mean, he's kind of like he's
If you can't
done.
make it in Illinois, where like they don't really care about
Yeah,
winning,
people are no. There's people. There are Bears fans that are seriously saying like, let's bring back Lovey. I'm like, no,
mm,
dude. Are
can't do it.
you high or something? Like, what the fuck is
Yeah, that
wrong with
doesn't
you?
work.
You can't run the Tampa 2 after you figure the Tampa 2 out like 10 years ago. Like, you'd be kind of fucked up.
Oh shit. Lovey's gonna love you though. I mean, he's still the man. I don't give a fuck.
I'm just surprised, like, you're not going to get anybody better to coach Illinois.
I don't
Yeah, I don't
know.
know what the move was. I mean, he seemed to like build at least like a culture there, and they kind of started laying a good base, and then they just never like took that step to being a decent team.
I mean, who's going to get recruited from Chicagoland area to go play in fucking Champaign?
Yeah, and they have no football culture. It's nothing. What's their football culture? They suck. What Bronco Nagurski? They're the Bears of college. Like they got culture from the 1920s.
That's rude.
I don't give a fuck. I'm right.
Bears won today.
Great. Fuck up another draft pick. Great.
Your
They're
boy looked good, though. Why? You should be happy. Your boy looked good.
he's
They
looked good
might
for the past
re-sign him
2
after this
weeks.
game.
Well, that pisses me off more. Do they look different if he just starts the whole year? Do they win a couple of those games if he starts? Because Nick
To
Foles,
be
Maybe.
fair,
Yeah,
to be
maybe.
fair, it was the Texans who were like a 4-7 team,
but
missing like half their team.
I
They looked so bad. That, like,
So bad.
everybody on that roster should be ashamed and retire
yeah.
today.
Well, it's like also like half second stringers, like half the team was out.
And even your first stringers aren't good.
I will say this. I don't usually
Yeah.
feel bad for people. I felt bad for Deshaun Watson today. Like that
And J.J.
offensive
Watt,
line.
too.
Yeah.
Both
That
those
offensive
guys.
line is like that offensive line was playing so bad. They're almost like a dangerous to be behind. Like that's I almost felt nervous for the dude. He was getting so many pressures in his face. So much shit was going on in front of him. Like that offensive line was dangerously bad. Like could have easily like seriously hurt Deshaun Watson by how bad
Which
they
I'm
were.
surprised about because the Bears don't get pressure at all, ever.
No.
Because
Well,
they
they
rush
actually
two
blitz.
guys.
Yeah, they finally
They
did
blitzed
some
a
more.
lot today.
Yeah, look what happens. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't get this shit. They're like, all right, now that we're out of the playoffs, let's get the real playbooks out now. Let's
They're
have
right
a
back
real
in it,
game
though.
plan.
Now they're right back in
No.
the
No, they're not.
playoffs.
They gotta still beat the
No.
They're
Shut
right
Packers.
back
up.
in the hunt.
No, they're
No.
not. Just imagine if they would have beat the fucking Lions. Just imagine if they would have won last week.
Just
Well,
imagine.
it just pisses me off even more this win, just because of that. Like I
I
was
know.
only thinking about the games that they should have won. They should have easily won that Lions game last week. I still think they should have easily won that game against the Saints, where they lost in overtime. That offense was so bad that
Yeah.
they couldn't even like round up one touchdown. And the Monday night game against Minnesota, their offense was so bad they couldn't get one touchdown. I mean,
Terrible.
this team should easily be like a 9-win team right now, and they're a fucking 6-win team, and it's embarrassing, and I hate it. Because they'll be, I guarantee they win the next 2 games, and they give us all the hope in the fucking world, and then they got to play the Packers and
I
lay
mean, that's what it is
the
to be a
biggest
Bears
egg.
fan, though. Like, we wouldn't be so heartbroken if they didn't always give us hope.
Yeah, we got to get right up to that point. Like, oh, 8-8. If we win this game, we're in. We control our destiny, and then get blown out by 35.
By the Pack.
I'm not allowing it. I was barely tuned into this game. It was in and out. I was just whatever about it. I'm not allowing this team to get me back into it.
We'll see what you say next week.
David Montgomery looks amazing. Finally.
Well, that was kind of one of the weird things is he had that 80-yard run on their first play on offense, and then I think they gave him 11 carries after that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they didn't give him the ball again.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like, what are you doing?
I
Just
just
let the guy be the guy.
this is why I just can't stand Nagy and his offensive mindset. Even though he's not calling
Coach of the
offensive
year,
plays,
Matt
it's
Nagy.
his influence. It's definitely in his influence to not run the ball. I mean, it's just a joke.
There was times where they gave it like 3 or 4 straight times to Cordero Patterson still.
And he's only broke off like 2 or 3 good runs this year.
He didn't look
Like,
bad though. Like he
okay,
got
but like
yards.
your guy just ran 80-yard touchdown.
Pretty
Don't wear him
easily.
out.
He was fast and strong the whole fucking time. Like he was plowing people over and he was fast as shit. Why don't they have more trust in this motherfucker? Is it just they don't like him? Do they think that he's
They
a
don't like him.
liability? I don't know what the fuck that's their problem.
David Montgomery was mean to me in the locker room one time. I don't like him. He can't have the ball. He can't have it.
Probably.
It's bullshit. Probably.
But good
Yeah.
for them. They fucking win. Club Dub was probably bumping tonight. Woohoo! Matt Nagy was
Yeah,
probably Matt Nagy's like, get those speakers, Club Dub, boys. We're
I
back.
told you. Didn't I tell you? I told you.
We're gonna take it to that old broad Virginia. She's gonna try to pin us against each other. Fuck her.
You know, it's like in that movie Major League. If they do make the playoffs, she does have to do the stripper pole during Club Dub. Virginia will be down there. She'll be shaking it for dollar bills.
You gotta ask Nick first. That's
Oh
her.
wait,
That's
that's your
her.
lady, man. Fuck, dude. I'm sorry. That's your girl.
Yeah, come on. What are you talking about my
That's,
lady like that?
that's my
They
bad.
have the like Major League, they have the cardboard cutout of Virginia with the post-it notes over it.
Do you mind if Virginia comes to the locker room and claps their cheeks for the team for the win?
It looks like
Oh
when
God.
LeBron James does the pregame thing with the powder.
Uh, I heard she can do that pendulum thing with her boobs.
Oh fuck! Congratulations, gentlemen.
Here's a hard candy. Do you think she goes down to the locker room and gives out hard candy to
Why
the
have you
team?
got all these worders?
She's always giving birthday cards with checks in them. Like,
Instead of a game ball, it's like a $5 check. She's old, Steve. Do you get it?
he's
No,
old.
keep going. More
She's old
reference.
and dusty. She's old.
She probably will bring
All right.
Lovey back. She's like, get that young man, Lovey Smith, back in here.
I'm jealous of his beard. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was sick.
Yeah, how
Oh,
can
it's
you
the
fire?
greatest beard I've ever seen.
How can you fire a guy with a sick beard like that? It's fucked up.
How could he not do better at recruiting with his sick beard like that? Like, hey,
Right?
son.
You want to come play for me? Whoa! I do.
He's
100%,
just like
sir. I do.
he's hitting on all the moms. They're going for it. They're like, I'll take good care of your son. I don't know why I gave him a southern accent.
it's a
You gotta
tough,
talk a lot slower if you're gonna be Lovey Smith.
it's a tough
Talk
week.
the slowest you can.
It's been a tough week for the Illini with them with the football and the basketball team losing too to Missouri yesterday. They're supposed to be
They
like
did beat
they
they
beat
did beat
Duke
Duke though.
and they lost
But
to
Duke
fucking
sucks.
Missouri. That's not
Yeah, fuck
that's
you.
not good. Yeah, I
Trap
love
game.
how Duke is gonna like. How much you want to bet in like January? Duke's gonna be like Coach K's gonna go on another Facebook video, be like, "We have we have decided to take ourselves out of the NCAA tournament this year due to COVID concerns, not because the team sucks this year." And
Well,
he's
right
gonna.
after they lost to U of I, he was talking about how he's not sure they should be playing right
Here
now
we
with the
go.
pandemic.
Here we
Like
go.
it's already starting.
He's using the excuse machine. This is the only guy that can't talk about COVID is Coach K because he's using it for an excuses.
One more loss, and I think he's gonna say that Duke is pulling out of the rest of the season.
Yeah.
They're just boycotting the rest of the season. He's like, I have
We're
you seen the
pulling out.
numbers? Have have you seen the numbers? You want me to put my kids in that situation? I got to look their parents in the eye.
Am I?
We're
I'm gonna.
pulling out.
Am I gonna be a hot take guy and say that like Duke is really the only reason why they're good is because they play at a stadium that's so tight to the court and every like little white privy kid is screaming at these kids and the atmosphere when there's none of that happening, like they're not that good at all. Like they need that
That is a hot
atmosphere.
take.
They need that
It's a hot take.
atmosphere to be good. I
You
mean,
can be
they're
that guy
losing.
if you want.
They're losing on on home a lot.
You're losing.
I don't think that Illinois would kick their ass like that if there was a lot of fans at that game. But Illinois kicked the shit out of them that game. And then they got their ass
Yeah,
kicked by Missouri. Well, they didn't get their ass kicked. They lost by like 3, but still, I mean, that's a tough loss. Feel bad for
good old fashioned 3-point ass kicking.
them.
So moving on to the rest of the football games, early slate was not very good. There was one game that was a one-score game in the last 5 minutes. So kind of run through these. Titans Jaguars. They've officially woken up cold weather Derrick Henry. He's a
Yep.
man. Mike Lennon got pulled again for Gardner Minshew, so
Just
didn't
keep
work apparently.
Minshew in. What's wrong with
Yeah, why wouldn't
him?
you just play Minshew?
I don't understand. Yeah, what was the reason for
Always play
taking him out
Minshew.
for Mike
I don't
Lennon?
know.
Like Mike Lennon was going to be the fucking answer.
Mike Glennon got a little slippery at that game last week. He had 2 touchdowns. He was feeling slippery with them sticks.
Long neck. Broncos Panthers. That was the one that was one score.
What a bar
Broncos
burner.
won.
I know, and Drew Lock looked good. He threw 4 touchdowns.
I think
What the
Carolina just
hell?
stinks, to be honest.
Well, they had some good games. They're not lose to Denver like convincingly. This was a 2-3 score game at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Well,
weird.
Denver sucks. Carolina sucks. These games are just pointless at points.
Yeah, that was funny that the only one score game had 0 playoff implications. They're like, yep, both these teams suck and they suck close together. Cowboys Bengals. Cowboys 2 games out of the NFC East.
Woo! They're back in it.
Dude, I mean, they're not better than Philly, though.
No,
Get to the
far
Philly
from
game.
it.
Not
An
yet. Not
afternooner.
yet.
Our Philly is back though.
Shut up. Not yet. Chiefs Dolphins. Patrick
That was a
Mahomes
good
throws
game.
Dolphin?
That was a good game.
Dolphins. Patrick Mahomes throws 2 interceptions. He's thrown 2 interceptions the whole season, and they're winning at half. Like the Chiefs are up at half.
You
Patrick
know
Mahomes
they're
having
gonna.
a terrible game,
Yeah.
and then they score 30 straight.
They only won
They're
by
good.
10, right?
6.
No, it was 6. Dolphins ended up coming
30-24.
back. But like, if you're gonna have Patrick Mahomes throwing 2 picks in the first half, you got to put up more than 10 points. You got to score something in the third quarter. Like they
You gotta
had
score
it.
100 points if you're gonna beat those guys.
I mean, it's
Well,
hard. It is
34.
hard, man. It's hard.
You're gonna tell me if they don't score 100 points, they wouldn't win?
It's hard to ask.
That's a good point.
It's hard to ask to a guy that's a rookie. Hey, all right, we're gonna have to beat the Super Bowl winning quarterback and Super Bowl MVP quarterback. You got to score 40 points basically to win. It's hard to ask.
Yeah, I mean, if
ask
you're
it.
the defense, like
That
Patrick
defense
Mahomes
was really
throws,
good today.
Patrick Mahomes throws 3 picks and you still lose.
Something
tough.
about just playing in Miami for some of these guys is something. Something in
Probably
the
because
air.
they're in Miami.
Yeah,
Uh
they had a lot of coke and whores the night beforehand.
huh.
Like, yeah, I would
All
go
of 'em.
through the game pregame walkthrough, but like I'm chilling on a jet ski right now. I'm
Called it
sorry.
the James Harden effect.
So good try, Dolphins. I think I would say like there's no moral victories, but like playing them close was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works.
Cardinals Giants. I think I was wrong about the Giants.
Yeah, they
Not good.
stinks. I don't think they're
Turns
gonna
out
be
not.
that good.
The
I
other
don't
2
know that
teams I think will be good though.
they don't stink necessarily, but like they're not going to win the division. I don't think.
Nah, I mean,
Did we
they
put
look.
money down on who's gonna win this division? Because I'm pretty sure I
No.
picked Washington football team.
Well, it's not over yet. So
I mean, I don't know. That's terrible by the Giants, where they have so much momentum after a huge win, and they lay that fucking egg today. Holy shit, they looked bad.
Daniel Jones he's got to have the slipperiest hands of all time. Like he puts his hands in Vaseline or like vegetable oil before he gets onto the field. How is he always losing the football? he only fumbles the football.
What
He
are
doesn't throw it
what are our
forwards.
thoughts about him? Are we losing faith that he's actually going to be like a good quarterback in the future? Because I am.
I
He
don't
still
know that
could
I
be
ever
good.
had faith.
Yeah, I don't.
All he
He
does
could
is
be
turn
good.
the ball over.
I don't
Yeah,
know what are like the good things that he does. Like, what does he do that's good? I don't get it.
falls down
Sometimes
good.
he makes yeah, sometimes he makes good throws, but like he turns the ball over all the time. He came from Duke, like it's not a college football
He
powerhouse. Like what
scrambles
was
all
the
right.
okay?
Could be good.
And then he just leaves the ball behind him. I don't like what the fuck. What do you do with that?
I think it's tough to judge quarterbacks who always have a different head coach. Like, because you continually have to learn a different offense, and you never get into like a good
Yeah, but like the
rhythm.
team around him, like they've got a good defense. The team seems to really like Joe Judge,
Yeah,
and like they're playing close, they're playing competitive football, but like I
their
don't know
receivers
that
still suck.
yeah, but like I don't know that fumbling the football is a head coach problem.
True,
At some point they got to
true.
make a decision on him though. Cuz like what is this year 3?
Yeah.
I think.
Two, I think.
Is it?
No, for this
It's,
guy, the new
Daniel
coach,
yeah, I think
Jones?
it's only the second year.
I believe it's the second year.
All right. Well, regardless, you got to make a decision. Bucks
Make a
Vikings.
decision.
But Dan Bailey, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, he sucks now.
I
He's
love out
Mid-
fucking kickers. They're my favorite because when they when they start to suck, oh, it's juicy.
I
It's
don't
like he's got the yips, but for kicking, he missed 3 field goals and an extra point.
I don't get the Vikings at all. Are they good? Are they bad?
No,
Are
they're not
they
good.
like they're
But
just
they're not
very
bad.
they're just a very
They've
average
won all those
football
games
team.
like either in overtime or by like 1 point at the very end for all the games against the Bears. Like they did against Carolina. Who they play last week? Whoever they beat them in
Arizona?
overtime. Was it the Jaguars?
Jaguars,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
you're right. Jaguars.
Like they barely
They
beat shitty
lost.
teams.
They lost to the Cowboys.
They're not good.
The Bears have to beat them in 2 weeks for fuck's sake. They have to. They just
They
have
could.
to. They're so
I thought
whatever.
I thought you weren't getting roped in, Steve.
I'm getting a
You're
little
in.
get the rope in a little bit. Pull me in more. They got the rope around me. They haven't started tugging me back in, but it's around me. I'll let it be known.
All right. We'll let it known that the Bears are tugging you. Tom Brady at times
Which one? That's
didn't
what I want to know. Heyo.
all of them.
Okay, I'm in.
All right. The the Bucks it wasn't that impressive. I mean there was a couple
They might not
plays.
be good either. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know about them. Like make they'll make the playoffs, but
Let's just get to the Packers Saints NFC Championship game, and then we'll just, there's just play. Let's not play this out. I mean, I don't know whoever.
dude, I
The
don't know.
Packers are the best in the NFC. It sucks. Like they're gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Shut up.
I'm not happy about it either.
All right.
As long as they get
Oh,
their
what the
ass
one that
kicked.
But
I
they're
don't
gonna
know.
win.
Well, it's gonna be that same Seahawks Packers game, and it's gonna be weird, and we'll have fun with it. But hopefully the Packers don't win.
Yeah.
I'll pray that
Rams.
day.
We forgot to talk about Rams Patriots. Cam Newton sucks. He's bad. The Patriots are bad.
Yeah,
The Rams are the Rams are good. They're actually good again.
The
They're
Rams
back to
are
being good.
good.
their defense
Yeah.
is amazing. I think that they're really getting slept on as a team that can make a run. They're better than Seattle, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it
I
looks
agree
like
with
it.
that.
The
I mean,
offense is
Seattle
really
did beat the
clicking.
Jets today, so I don't know. I'm gonna throw that out there.
It's a good point. Good point about the Jets.
Pretty big.
Seattle beat the Jets.
Something that I noticed is Sean McVay. Every time I see him, he sounds more and more like John Gruden. Like, is that something that's on purpose, or is he having like a mild stroke constantly?
Gruden Jr. He wants to be mini
Yeah.
Gruden.
I think he just wants to be John Gruden. His his cadence is the same. He talks exactly like him. His voice sounds like him. I don't understand what's going on there.
Maybe he studies film about post game pressers, and that's who he studies the film of.
It's like a
Like it's
younger
a
Gruden.
it's like a skill that you learn.
Baby Gruden. Yeah. So does that mean that he's gonna then turn into like he'll go past Gruden and then he'll start looking like Mark Davis or acting like Mark
McVay's
Davis?
grinders. I really like this guy. Let me tell you why John McVay really likes this guy.
Look for that in 5 years.
Yeah.
Colts Raiders. Speaking of John Gruden,
Oh, your team
are
sucks.
Not a good day today at the office.
are the Colts good again, or are the Ravens bad, or the Raiders bad again, or is it both?
I think it's
Nobody
both.
knows.
I think
It's
it's
a
I
fucking
think it's
mystery.
both. I think that the Colts are gonna be all right. They'll make the playoffs, and I just think that the Raiders might they might miss it if they with how they play today. They're very inconsistent, and actually no, they're consistently playing bad. Like straight weeks have been terrible. They almost lost to the fucking Jets. So it's been
Yeah, that's true.
it's been a tough
Yeah.
3 weeks for them, even if they won a game. So they better figure this out, or else they're fucked. I don't think
Well,
Gruden's
they
gonna
got
get fired, but I mean, they
no.
He's still got 7 years and $70 million left on his deal.
dude, he's gonna
He's not getting fired.
if they. It's like how much longer can you have him on as a head coach?
You're not gonna pay him $70 million in dead money.
I've seen the Raiders do dumber shit.
Why did they like? You could have signed John Gruden to like I don't know 6 years at 65. Like, why did you need to sign him for 10 fucking years? What was the
Yeah,
point of that?
I don't know. I
They
don't
really
know.
like an ESPN show. Like,
Listen, I
big
needed the
fan of Monday
money.
Night Football.
Yeah, the Raiders were competing against ESPN for who wants John Gruden. So
Mark
Probably.
Davis. Mark Davis just buying best friends. The Raiders have the Chargers next week, which they should win that. But then they have the Dolphins, and then their last week is against the Broncos, which it's in Denver, and we don't know. It may be good Broncos
might be
Could be good Broncos.
could be a good
or
Bronco.
bad Broncos, but maybe. For the Colts, I think Philip Rivers, like the 2 weeks ago, discovered that he had T.Y. Hilton on his team.
Yeah, he's good too. He's fast.
Because like he hadn't done shit the first, I don't know, 8, 9 weeks of the season, but the last three he's been going off. So I think
Yeah.
that Philip Rivers just didn't know that Ty was on the team.
It's really strange, and it's almost like a great addition to their team. It's like not only and it helps their running game a ton too. Like that Taylor broke off a huge run for a touchdown today. I mean,
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
they were running
Yeah, him.
crazy. Yeah, they were doing anything they wanted to on offense. So good for them. Good on them.
We'll see. We'll see if that translates to Philip Rivers. Jets Seahawks. Yep, Seahawks blew them out. Moving on. Packers Lions. Packers
Close at the
good.
end.
Chase Daniel looked like he could have made a
Chase
comeback.
Daniel took a 5-yard sprint, got leveled into the end zone, and got called back on a holding call. That was insane at the end.
Very
How, like,
Lion.
I'd be
incredibly lying.
pissed. I'd be pissed. You take a hit like
But
that and you
also,
gotta go back. You don't even know what the fuck's going on.
I want to know what the rules on onside kicks are because at the end, Detroit did pick up the ball, and the guy had 1 foot in bounds, and they gave it to the Packers. Do you
Yeah,
have
I
to
don't.
have 2 in bounds when you touch the ball on an onside kick?
Only when the Packers are playing.
Because the dude definitely had the ball.
I'm not. Yeah, it always seems kind of like nobody knows what they're talking about or knows what if there actually is a rule when it comes to like picking up a loose ball while sliding out of bounds or while going out of bounds.
Right.
There doesn't seem to be concrete rules for that. So the refs just decide whatever is bad for Detroit, and then they go with that
Oh yeah, that's in the rule book.
every
Uh,
single week.
I had so much hopes that the Lions were gonna pull that win out. I was like, here we go. It's gonna be Detroit's year now, baby.
Yeah, but is that worse for the Bears if Detroit wins?
I don't even know anymore. I think a lot of things are bad for the Bears. Them winning today is not good for them.
Not good.
Not good for me and my mental health.
Yeah, it gives people too much hope at this point. Fuck that. I need less hope from people in this city.
So before the Packers play the Bears, they've got the Panthers, which is a win, and then they've got the Titans, which I think that game will be good.
I don't know. Those Panthers are
Didn't
pretty
they already
tough.
clinch? They clinched the division today, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, but like the Packers are going to try against the Bears.
They better. They still have to play for a bye. There's only one team that
Yeah,
gets a bye this year, and it's the first
yeah.
team. So if the Saints
So
lose at any point, they're for sure gonna
Saints do
try.
lose.
Oh, they say
Falcons,
now.
Falcons, Chargers. We finally found out what happens when a stoppable force meets a movable object, and the Chargers won.
Yeah,
So there
tough.
you go. They were just trade. They kept turning the ball over at the end of the game, like, "No, I don't want it. You win." And he's like, "No, no, no, I insist. You win, please." And then Anthony Lynn's like, "Holy shit, we actually kicked a field goal to win a game," and they won.
Big win for the Chargers. Huge. Talk about it. You
Huge.
must need win.
It
Anthony Lynn just seems like that guy that like just doesn't have any sort of awareness of like draft position at all. He's gonna get the win if he's gonna get it. He doesn't give a fuck where they're drafting.
Well, I mean, he's playing for his job. So if they lose,
Oh,
if they keep losing to get a better draft pick, he'll just get fired, and
he,
then it won't matter for
he
him.
ain't that gullible. He knows he's done. He just wants to fuck this team up. I think.
Yeah, let's win all of them. Win them for me, so when they fire me,
I can
you'll get
tell them.
the worst draft pick.
Look at my wins.
Look at these wins. You can't fire me. You're fired. I think Boltman's the GM.
Be a
Let
lot
him
more
go.
passion if there
Let him
was.
run it.
Make Boltman the coach, or give up play calling to Boltman. See what happens. Couldn't be worse.
Give it a
Last
try.
last 5 minutes
Do
of
it.
each half. Come on.
Cowards. They wouldn't.
Next game, Saints Eagles.
They're back.
Eagles, baby. Jalen Hurts, first win.
Eagles are back, and they're gonna win this division.
They're not back.
They're so back.
They're not good. They're
What
not.
what makes them not good? Is there,
They're 4-8-1. That's what makes them not good.
I don't give a fuck. They're gonna. Who's in first? It's 6 and what? What are they? This Redskin, the football team. There's.
6-7.
I mean, it- the Eagles
Game and a
can get
half.
hot. Eagles get hot at the right time. Game over. Do they have to play the football team this year? I think we've
So
talked.
so here's the thing. Eagles have Cardinals next week, which is
Win,
not an easy game.
win,
Then they have the Cowboys,
win.
and then they play the football team.
That's 3 straight wins, and they get in the playoffs because of that.
The Washington has the Seahawks, then they have the Panthers, and then they have the Eagles.
What's their record? 6-7. So they actually Washington might go 8-8 and make the playoffs, which would be
That's what I'm
amazing.
saying.
But Dwayne Haskins is going to start for that team now. So what the fuck?
Oh yeah,
That's a
it's
big
tough. I mean, the
problem.
defense is still good.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that defense is actually going to be a pretty strong force for the next 5 years. Chase Young is really fucking good. Like he's
Dude, he's a
incredible.
monster.
Scary when you
He's
got
all over the place.
that dude and Montez Sweat, like that guy's sick too. Like they just got a really good fucking team, Washington, and I can see that it's their division to lose at this point, right? Like that's it. They're in the
Yeah,
driver's
they're
seat officially after a win like
yeah,
today.
I
yeah,
told
they
you,
just
didn't I tell you?
oh god.
I told you. Football team, all the way.
Which one? You can't. You just said the Eagles. You can't have all of the teams in the NFC
They're
East.
both making the playoffs.
Why
That's
not?
what we're saying.
Yeah.
The Eagles are sneaking in with the wild card spot, and
I know. I just like to preach the Eagles because I know it aggravates you guys, but I do think Washington will win the
it
division.
aggravates Nick. I don't give a shit. I think the Eagles are all right too. Like on paper, they're supposed to be good, but they're not. But they're
It
all
does
right now.
aggravate Nick a lot when I go pro Eagles,
It does aggravate me a lot.
which is why I do it.
For yeah, I know the
49ers.
49ers. I
Ugh.
don't. Nick
Bad.
Nick Mullins is just like really good at getting stats when his team is losing by 1 to 2 scores, but
Why
not ever actually like making a comeback.
why is nobody talking shit about this team not drafting Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson? They were in the same fucking draft. And they could have used a quarterback. They picked fucking Jimmy Garoppolo, and he
But
hasn't
they had
been
Jimmy G
shit.
the year before.
Yeah,
Like
but
I
they
don't know.
they were still in.
They
They
thought
could have got
they thought they had the guy.
yeah. They were
Is the
supposed to
reason
be a
why.
target for a draft pick, and then they traded for him, and then
But
they didn't
also,
do
they
it.
don't get a lot of shit because they just went to the Super Bowl. So
Yep.
hard to give a
Yeah,
team shit about who they picked for quarterback when they just went to the Super Bowl.
guess
Yep.
that's true.
Also, I think the best thing about today's Bears game is, I mean, how many graphics about the Texans picking Deshaun over Mitchell did you see? Not a lot, right?
Not
That
many.
was good.
Not
It's hard
many.
to play that graphic. I mean, they had about 20 minutes they didn't use today
How
of
pissed were
graphics they
they?
had built up because you can't run that when you're down by 30 points.
That's why I'm
That was
happy for
good.
Mitch. I'm really happy for Mitch because that was probably stewing in his mind all week. Like this is gonna be something that's gonna be played out.
That guy isn't thinking about anything but coloring books all week. What are you
I
talking
don't
about?
Shut
think
the
there's a lot
fuck
going on in
up.
his mind.
Yeah, that's why he's better than your love for Nick Foles. You're just still bitter that you're wrong
Look,
about
coach, I
that.
colored inside the lines.
I'd
Well,
rather
you
have
almost did,
I'd
kid.
rather have an absolute idiot that knows how to run than a guy that knows everything and can't move for shit. So I'll take that any day of the week.
So you don't like Peyton Manning, is what you're saying? Not a big Peyton Manning fan?
His big
Don't like Tom
big
Brady?
forehead ass.
What you're saying is you'd rather have a Tim Tebow than a Tom Brady. Is what you're
Yeah,
telling me?
Rather have a Cordell Stewart
Tim Tebow's got
than a
heart.
Tom Brady.
Tim Tebow's got
Yeah.
heart, more heart than Tom Brady does. And I'm for certain know that he's not going to be. Well, he might kiss his sons. I won't say that just yet. Let Tim Tebow have a son first, and then I'll see if he kisses him or not.
You can ask him. Hey Tim,
Mouth kiss your son.
do you think they're gonna have him at Met spring training again?
What do you mean? He's starting. He's a possible starter. You might make 40
He's taking
man.
he's taking Pete Alonso's job at first.
Just like I'm so pissed now. It's like it's the experiment's lasting too long, and even Tebow's got to give it up after a while. You're doing fine with the game day shit or doing announcing for college football. Why can't you just be that? Why do you have to do this fake bullshit? I want to play baseball thing, and it's he's not going anywhere. He's never going to go anywhere. It's tiring. Why does he want to continue
Well,
to do it?
here's two reasons why I don't think that they'll keep doing it. Reason number one is because they got a new owner and he doesn't seem to play with any bullshit. He seems like he actually cares and is competent. And number two, the reason that you have Tim Tebow play in your minor league games is to sell more tickets. And they're not having any fans
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
spring training or the minor leagues, so you don't got to worry about that. So there's really no reason to have Tim Tebow there hitting 200.
It's so it's frustrating, and I don't like to be this guy that's like, well, he's taking a spot. He might be. Who knows? I mean, this guy, it's just a waste of time. Like, it's just fucking terrible.
Yeah,
Uh,
but then like somebody has a heart attack in the stands and then he prays over them and then they wake up. And then you're like, wow, this whole thing was worth it.
he is one healer. He's an amazing healer.
Yeah.
That Tebow.
All right. Ravens Browns tomorrow. Who you got?
The Browns are winning. Fuck it. I don't like the Ravens that much. I think there's a lot of weird shit happening in that situation, and yeah, they looked good against the Cowboys, but who doesn't look good against the Cowboys? I mean, they're a bad football team. Except, I mean, who did the Cowboys just beat today?
The Bengals?
Yeah, they're. I mean, that's an absolute shit football team. But yeah, I mean, the Ravens. I don't know. There's some weird stuff happening there. I think like there's just having that Des Bryant freak out is weird, and then like him and then that team just was getting all sick and stuff. I don't know. They're just weird. They're having a weird schedule. I just don't. I don't know how they're reacting these past month that they've had this team.
Would you say that it was weird?
Strange. Weird.
Oh,
Weird.
So the Ravens are a 3-point favorite on the road against the Browns, which I don't really get.
Yeah.
You
They're
could take that bet. That'd be a good bet.
yeah.
What's the money line for the Browns then? What are they, a plus, plus 150 maybe?
I don't know. It doesn't. I don't see it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You fucked up,
Okay.
but it's okay.
I I'm sorry I fucked up, but I could see this being a trap game for the Browns because they're really feeling themselves,
It's
and then just putting up a stinker.
They shouldn't be looking past the fucking Ravens though.
They shouldn't be looking past anybody because they're the Browns.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Are they
saying.
in the playoffs already? What's their record?
They're eight,
They're 9-3.
9-3.
9-3. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're in the playoffs already.
Yeah, but like, who do they got? Who do they have left? So they've got Ravens
Let's play the
tomorrow. Then,
Bengals again.
well, they've got the Giants, then the Jets, and then the Steelers. So out of those four, I could see them going 11-5.
Yeah, they better
Yeah,
beat
at
them.
least.
If they lose if they lose against either the Bengals or the fucking Jets, that'd be terrible for them.
They don't play the Bengals.
I mean, what'd you say? The Jets and who else? Sorry.
Giants.
Giants.
Yeah, even worse. If you lose against
The
both those-
Giants.
I mean, the
That's not
Giants are
worse.
not that. I mean,
Better than the fucking Bengals.
that's true. I
Yeah.
guess. It's just, yeah. I don't think it's going to be that difficult for them. I mean, the Giants
They
really
should go
kind of laid an egg today.
out of those four. They should go 2-2 at least and get to 11-5, and then the whole world collapses because the Browns are 11-5. So that's, I think, what will happen.
Good for them. Now we get another
Yeah.
year of those Baker Mayfield commercials, which I do enjoy.
Fuck.
Only person
No more
that
Baker
enjoys it.
commercials.
I like when he cooks the whole turkey in the fryer at the stadium. I like that.
I
You
bet
got the
you do,
biscuits
you
and the
fuck.
pretzel thing.
I bet you do.
No.
I do. I like those commercials.
No, I'm wrapping up the show. That's it.
No, I
I'm
like.
wrapping up. No,
I enjoy those commercials.
this has been the Relatively Jumbo podcast.
We should have top 5 commercials.
Yeah, now you think of that. Follow us on Instagram at Jumbo Podcast, YouTube, the Relatively Jumbo Podcast, Twitter at Jumbo Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends. Devin is holding up a knife on camera.
Oh, God.
I'm not saying what will happen if you don't tell your friends, but it definitely involves the knife. So, any last words for you guys?
If you see this preview for this Bob Odenkirk movie where he's like,
Where's the badass killer?
yeah, what the fuck
Where he
was
goes full
that?
John Wick?
I
Hell
just
yeah,
saw
dude.
this. Is this a John
What was
Wick
that?
suburban dad John Wick? Is that
Yeah,
what this
it's
is?
just Bob Odenkirk as John Wick.
He
What's
just
it called? Nobody?
Yeah.
I'm Nobody?
Yeah.
No, it's called Bob Odenkirk as John Wick in
It's called
theaters.
A Day in the Life of Bob Odenkirk.
It's pretty fucked up.
Who casted that movie? Bob Odenkirk?
Probably David
Yep.
Cross.
He's like,
Yep.
they're like, who should we get to be the badass protagonist of this movie? And he's like, you know what? I think I should do it. Honestly,
It's probably between Tom Cruise and Bob Odenkirk.
well, look for that in theaters.
I'm gonna see it.
It
Any
seems
last
sick.
words?
Yeah, go Bears. I'm officially
Okay.
back on the wagon.
Oh shit, shit, Devin.
No, I want to see that movie too. That's it. I'm gonna tag on to his.
All right, see ya.
Bye.